Today, friendos, we're going to be talking about AAA game developers again, and their detest apparently for their fan base with things like this. The absolute slop that is Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. Now, I love Star Wars Battlefront. I think it's one of the most criminally underused game series. Because these games, if you played them when they released back in the day, were utter bangers. They were fantastic, really fun. And then obviously they released the new Battlefront, EA did, and it was just a cynical, fucking nonsensical live service, cash shop, loot box, simulator, let's tie progression, and just all this nonsense into the game that made what was a good idea really, really shit. This is what they do. But what else did they do? Well, there's a company out there called Aspire, right? Aspire Media. It's a relatively large company. They were acquired for like $450 million or whatever a couple of years ago by Embracer Group. And these guys, as far as I can tell, are just contracted by other companies and work with other companies as well as companies within Embracer Group to remaster and port games to PC. I think they used to do like Linux ports and things like that and be in charge of taking PC games and console games and putting them on iOS, things like that. These cats are honestly just going absolutely crazy. But recently what they did was Star Wars Battlefront, because obviously the Battlefront community and the fans of that game have not been dicked down from the back long stroke style enough already with the EA new version of Battlefront. So what they thought is, we'll just take the original games, repackage them in a worse way in every conceivable fashion, know that the game doesn't work, the games don't work, and then we'll release them for, how much was this game? How much did it come out for? £30, so $40. So they thought, we'll just do this, and as you can see, 19% positive reviews. Now, obviously, when it first came out, a lot of people were saying things like, just crazy to me. Apparently they only had 3 servers on release that allowed for 64 players per server, and the game on release had 9,000 players. So if you were planning to play the game on launch, you just couldn't, which is I don't understand the planning that goes into something like this. You're a company, right, that your sole objective while working on this is to release it and make money, otherwise you wouldn't be doing it. But you think simultaneously it's going to make so little money that you would not put anything into servers to have people be able to play with each other, but also are going to put the time and money into making it with the objective to make money. It makes very little sense that you're going to plan to have nobody playing the game, because obviously the only other way it would make sense is that you just don't care. Otherwise, you just have more servers so people could actually play when they bought it. $40 is not an insignificant amount of money for a game nowadays. You can buy multiple fantastic Game of the Year contender indie games for $40. What you did was repackage a beloved game series, make it worse in every single conceivable way, have no servers, and then charge people $40 for it. Now, aside from the fact that they didn't have servers, what other problems were there? The game's region locked. So if you're in North America and somebody's in Europe, you can't play together. It's not like you can even join a server together that is hosted in a different region and have higher ping. You just can't do it. You can go online right now. I'm not going to do it. Just either take my word for it or Google search it yourself and find gameplay of people playing this. And even the small amount of servers that they have just has crazy desync and lag. People are complaining the shooting's off in the game. The game just feels way different. Now, obviously, what happened when they saw again, we'll just go over when they saw the overwhelmingly negative 19% positive review score. I don't even know how people are reviewing this positively. Obviously, review with your experience, but if you see everyone else complaining that the game's busted and they can't get on servers and things like that, if you then go and say, like, oh yeah, it's actually a good game, I have to question. Maybe you're just very lucky and everything went well for you, or you never played it before and it's a cool game, because it is a cool game. But at the same time, I'm like, it's a little bit odd. Obviously, they saw the reviews and they came and they said, one day ago, We'd like to thank the Battlefront community for their overwhelming support and feedback for the Star Wars Battlefront Collection release. Basically, thanks for giving us money. That's the only reason we did it, and fuck you, because if we cared, we'd have not had this problem at the start. At launch, we experienced critical errors with our network infrastructure. The result was incredibly high ping, matchmaking errors, crashes, and servers not appearing in the browser. Since launch, we've been working to address these issues and increase network stability, and we will continue our efforts until our network infrastructure is stabilized to prevent further outages. Please continue to report bugs, errors, or unexpected behaviors to our support team via our request form. Now, obviously, multiplayer games when they launch, by and large, do have problems, right? Do they have as many problems as this? No, obviously, typically not. And on top of that, do you expect a game from, decades past to launch again in 2024 and have such a crazy large sum of problems that makes the game essentially unplayable for $40? I'd say yes, you would expect that if you're going off of remaster history. But just so we're painting the clearer picture, it's not like this company only does dog shit work. It just seems like this is obviously very, very dog shit. But when they did the Tomb Raider remastered, very positive. 88% people like this. How much work did they do on both? I can't say. But obviously the differential here is that one's a multiplayer game and one's a single player game. Maybe they're great at doing single player, although if you do Google them, people will talk about issues with other games. This comment says Jedi Academy. Came to no surprise this would have had issues as well. Someone should sue for punitive damages. Not sure you'd really get away with that one, but one day the gaming community will stop buying lazily done, obvious, bad faith, minimal effort cash grabs, and that day companies will stop trying to make them and we'll see good products that work on launch. Oh, you Patrick Dawson, you crack me up, you scallywag. Saying things that will never happen because consumers constantly act in their own against their own interests and buy garbage, and oftentimes even defend the garbage that they're buying. And then say anyone who's bringing up very valid criticism that can simultaneously be true about enjoying a product and criticizing it, and say that they're, somehow bad people for wanting better as consumers, when objectively there are problems with a lot of products. It does always make me laugh, the wide-eyed optimism, or some may say naivete of, one day gamers will stop buying things that they once liked and hope will be good, but then turn out not to be. How long have we been seeing remasters, right? Because why are companies doing remasters? It's because they know there's a large amount of people who really liked games before because they were designed in a way that wasn't just out to fucking gouge you and, grab you by the ankles and tip you upside down and shake you until the gold coins fell out your pockets. And they're like, oh yeah, we'll remaster those, but we'll not do it. We'll hand it off to another company or like a small team that we hired, or, people that we brought in specific for this. And then even when it's a broken fucking mess, we'll release it anyway. And why do they do that? Because they do it with their own games. They do it with games that they would call quadruple A and charge you $70, $80 for. Games that are triple A that they can charge you $60, $70 for. They just do not care. It doesn't matter if it's finished. It doesn't matter if it works. They've basically adopted the common practice of early access without giving you the discount or the warning that it's early access. You should just treat all games nowadays as if they're fucking Warzy or whatever that's just going to come out and be utter garbage in the early access framework. There are obviously developers that don't do this and that do really care. But man, are they so few and far between now? Because obviously the most output comes from the biggest companies, and the biggest companies do not give a fuck. And this is not me saying the people that work at those companies don't give a fuck. I'm sure a lot of them do. Just obviously the people making the decisions clearly don't. Maybe in some smaller management areas or whatever. But the people deciding this game goes out now oftentimes aren't gamers. They don't play games. They have no thoughts or feelings about the product other than, will it make me money? And they're so fucking short-sighted that they don't understand releasing slop that devalues the company in the long term for maybe short-term gains is just, it's laughably stupid. But until the line stops going up of their share prices and people stop buying games from companies that are doing this with a proven track record of doing so, obviously they're going to continue doing it because they're not being punished I was very interested in buying this, but as I usually do with anything that comes out of, you know, larger studios now, I just waited. And I'm very glad I did, because now I don't have to buy this and I can just have Star Wars Battlefront exist in my mind perfectly as it does. The nostalgia's there and I can think about it and go, man, you know, what if we went down a different path in time and it meandered off into, we're just going to build on what we were doing and there's not going to be all these microtransactions and we're not going to build games around loot boxes and just ruin them. And then I'll wake up from whatever fucking fever dream that was and realize I don't have to buy these games and hope naively, like, what was his name? Old Patrick, that one day it will all change and it'll all have just, this will have been the bad dream. But I don't think so. Either way, thanks for watching. Go to the link in the video description. Buy Gamer Subs. Focus camera. I'll get this right every time this time. You can buy it. You can get a discount with the code in the video description. I get a kickback of whatever you spend. Win-win. It's a powder. You put it in water, you drink it. Has caffeine. You can buy uncaffeinated. That's my preference because I'm a big coffee person anyway, so don't need more caffeine. I'll probably die. Also, Magic the Gathering videos, link in video description if you enjoy those. And there's more channels upcoming. I'll use this as an announcement. I might make a separate channel. I might make a separate video as well. I probably will, actually. I'm making a cryptocurrency channel. Oh, God. People are going to lose their minds about this one. I'm going to change how I'm doing my content in the way that this channel you're watching right now is going to be all about gaming. Like the good old days when people say, Kira, it used to be all about gaming, then you started making crypto videos, then you started making video essays, and now we hate you, and we'd love if you went back to gaming because that's what we're watching you for. Understandable. This channel has been gaming, it's been social commentary, it's been cryptocurrency scams. I'm going to separate my channels now. KiraTV is going to be video essays. Kira, this channel, is going to be probably rebrand Kira Gaming. Kira MTG is going to be all about Magic the Gathering. Love Magic, been playing it basically every day for weeks now. Fucking really back into it, loving it as a hobby. Going to start making way more videos about that. Some that aren't just pack openings and stuff like that. Probably talk about like business practices and ethics and stuff that I enjoy talking about on this channel, but about Magic, because I do have opinions on that. And then also I'm going to make a channel for social commentary. Oh God. That's just basically going to be the videos I would talk about, like somebody makes stupid video on TikTok and it's going wild on social media and people are talking about the red pill and blah, blah, blah. All that's going to be on there if you're interested in that. Then cryptocurrency channel is not just going to be crypto scams. It's going to be me venturing forth into cryptocurrency and showing you a different side of how content could be made in that space without being a fucking guru, scamming, fraudulent, charlatan liar, and just talking about, from a completely layman perspective, what I've been doing and what my thoughts and feelings are. Obviously, people are going to go, oh, you fucking sold out now. You're going to be shilling and selling your bags and dumping, being a crypto moon bro, hodl, diamond hands. Not the case. And you'll see if you watch the first video that's coming up on there in a couple of hours, where I do go in depth and explain all that stuff. But basically, that's also going to have the crypto scam videos and stuff like that. Stuff that would have traditionally been on this channel. The reason I'm doing it is because obviously some people want to watch some videos, some people want to watch videos about the other stuff. Having it all in one place is basically just harming the channel's growth, because you release one video about like some idiot on TikTok and then you release another one about a gaming thing, and it's the audience is not really connected. So a lot of people watch one, a lot of people don't watch the other one, and then the algorithm's like, why are you doing this? Why are lots of people watching some and none the others? And then some videos don't get recommended as they should. So basically, that's what I'm going to be doing. They're all going to be differently branded. The thumbnails are probably not going to change because I'm too lazy to take new pictures. But in the Discord, we will have roles you can join up to that say like, oh, you know, announce videos for this channel, not this one, not this one. And you can basically choose how you get notifications in the Discord when I get around to setting that up. So yeah, thanks for watching. Long-winded, I guess. But yeah, see you next time. Peace.